Couch looks all right. My hair's down. I think this is going to be a good video. I hope your day is going well. This is a series where people write me inbox messages and they ask me questions, they ask me for advice, or they just give me a little bit of backstory about their life. If this light keeps flickering, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. And then I read those into the camera here, and then we talk about it. We see if we can maybe help the person out or maybe help whoever's watching this video. I'm going to start a job next month. I have to move to a city where I don't know anyone. Kind of scared about everything from finding a place to living alone. I can help with this. I actually have a lot of experience with this. First things first, that's awesome. Congratulations to you. To be able to have a job that requires you to move to different places is something that can be frightening, but it's also a unique opportunity that not many people get. So, cool. I am a travel nurse, so I often have to go different places and places that I'm not used to. Every city that I've been to so far, I have no prior experience with them. Most of these cities I've never actually even traveled to either, so I don't know what to expect when I come here. But it's always been a positive experience. And then for my other job, which is making content, I know it's not too big on YouTube, but on all the other social medias, I am often required to go to different cities to do partnerships, brand deals, or just to meet new people that I want to meet. So I have two things in my life that require me to move all the time, and I enjoy it. But of course, I am me and you are you. We're not the same person, so I can't speak for how you're feeling in this situation. Let me just give you my perspective about having to move all the time, and you can take from it what you want. Anytime I move, I see it as an opportunity to discover more of who I am, right? Anytime that I am forced to leave a setting that I'm comfortable with, I always find myself being a better person for it. Don't get me wrong, it's really scary. You know, you have a safety net that is your hometown, and then maybe you build other safety nets throughout your life. So to go to a city where you have no safety net is really terrifying. You can't rely on the things that you were once able to rely on, and that can be really frightening. In those frightening moments, that's whenever you really find out who you are. That's whenever you find out how good you are at being resourceful. That's how you find out how good you are at socializing. How good you are at making new friends, how good you are at adapting. And having this new job is the perfect opportunity for that. Some people like staying in their comfort zone. Some people like staying in the area in which they were born or an area that they're used to, and that's perfectly fine. That's great. That's beautiful, actually. Some people stay in those areas when they don't want to. You miss opportunities and you miss things that could really benefit your life, all because you're scared. And the worst thing about that is when you don't take those opportunities, you're sort of letting yourself down, or at least you're letting the potential of what you could be down. Again, I have to reiterate that it's okay if that's what you want to do. I'm speaking to you or maybe a person in your situation that does want to leave where they're usually from or what they're comfortable with, but are too scared to. This fear that you have, it's temporary. It's not going to last forever. But what could last forever is the lessons you learn from this amazing experience by getting outside of your comfort zone. It is very scary to not have any friends or connections in a specific location. But what is really cool with living in 2023 is that there's a lot of ways to communicate. There's many ways to still stay in touch with the people that you love, and that can still give you comfort no matter where you are. But again, this fear is temporary. I promise you that you're going to make friends in some capacity, whether it's at your job, places you go visit, a park that you take a walk in. You're going to meet someone and they're going to be considered your friend in this new location. And if you think about it, this is how all friendships start. Like you start off not knowing a person at all, and then you eventually know them, and now they're your friend. That's how this works. So you're stepping outside your comfort zone, and right now you don't know anyone in the city that you're moving to, but you're going to know someone eventually. Another cool thing about your job is right off the rip, you have a connection with people, because I'm assuming there's other employees at your job. So they're doing the same tasks as you. You're working towards the same objective. You have things to talk about. You kind of, by proxy, already have friends established. And with these sort of already pre-established connections, you'll be able to make friends outside of work too. Because there's this thing that you all share, this common goal of working at this job, it's going to be a very easy transition to starting conversations, to meeting each other outside of work, to even just exchanging contact information. And then that's how it starts. You're on your way to making friends. But you also said that you're scared of everything, from finding a place to living alone as well. Finding a place, I could definitely help you with. I use Furnish Finder, Airbnb. I think that's it. I've only used those two things. Apartments.com, maybe. This isn't an ad, but those three things are really good because the places come furnished. So you can move without having to take a U-Haul. You can just take a book bag, or I travel pretty light. Maybe people need to take more stuff. But make sure before you move to these places, you research what's the safest locations, what are the most dangerous, and stay away, obviously, from the most dangerous. If you have to commute to work, find out where your commute is, what neighborhoods does it pass through. These are all just basic safety measures that you can find by looking online. Now, the mental anguish of living alone, let's talk about that a little bit. Ever since I've been in college, I've lived with a roommate in some capacity. So heed my advice here carefully. I'm going to assume with how busy you're going to be with this new job, you're not even going to realize that you're living alone. You're going to go to work and you're going to come home and you're going to think about work. And that's sort of what it's like when you get a new job. I'm sure you know this. I don't have to explain it. But when you're first starting out, you're sort of trying to learn the ropes. And the consequence of learning those ropes is that a lot of hours of your day is taken up. I think that there is no better way to figure out what type of person you are, who you are, what your interests are, just what you want to be in general. Than living alone. You don't have anyone that you can just spend idle time with except yourself. And by spending idle time with yourself, you're essentially taking yourself on dates. And when you do that, you're learning about yourself because that allows us to really figure out who we are. We get to talk to ourselves, and we don't do that often. It might seem like that can't happen. You would assume that you know who you are like the back of your hand because it's the back of your hand and you are you. But the reality is that I don't think a lot of us listen to ourselves enough. And this person writing this question, I think that it is beautiful that you're given this chance and you're given a chance that not many people will take. You should pat yourself on the back because you're about to find out who you are. And when you find out who you are, I think doors are going to open up. In my opinion, my friend, this is going to be one of the best moments of your life. You're going to discover who you are, and that is invaluable. I hope this is able to help you. I hope this is able to help anyone watching. At the end of the day, this is just my perspective. It's not concrete truth. So if there's flaws in it, maybe let me know in the comments or at least give me your opinion. But this is what I feel, and I hope I was able to help. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.